Hello, all the people out there, and thanks for tuning in to this short video of mine on the topic of Destiny 2 on PC. This originally was going to be just a video with benchmarks, but I wanted to talk about some things that are going on with the game that I noticed and some of my thoughts about testing out the beta on my system. This clip is from the strike mission included in the beta. It's called the Inverted Spire. It's pretty fun. I must admit, it's pretty good. I had a lot of fun playing it with my friend. We ran through it three times, three or four times. I can't remember. I think three times. Um, it was pretty good. It was hard to get the benchmarking software to work correctly. I'll talk about that in a bit. But it was good. Like I said, we ran through it three times, so that means obviously it was fun. All it really did was make me want the game, though, which means it made me want to spend money. Anyway, the beta released on the 28th of August for those who pre-ordered, and the 29th for everyone else, and ends today, the 31st. The testing and benchmarking that I did was done on a system that includes a Ryzen 1800X at 4.0 GHz, an MSI 1080 Ti Gaming X, a Gigabyte Aorus X370K7 motherboard, and 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance LPX RAM at 3200 MHz. I only have one test system, so the purpose of this and some of the other videos that I make are to show people what type of performance they can expect on AMD CPUs. The resolution is 1440p and all graphic settings are at their highest except for MSAA, and I'm playing the Hunter class. Destiny, it's unique. The story is familiar though, An alien race is trying to kill humans. We have to fight back and kill aliens. No wonder, Americans have issues. Anyway, it's made by Bungie, who seem to like killing aliens a lot because they made Halo. That being said, it's clear they know how to make a great game. They have been making great Halos. They made Destiny 1, obviously, and now they're making Destiny 2, so they're doing great. They're awesome. Um, One of the main things I wanted to talk about in this video is performance. Looking across the internet, in the days after a game like Destiny or the beta of Destiny or a big AAA title, something like that comes out, you can definitely expect to find lots of people benchmarking and testing their systems and lots of people looking around to see other people testing their systems and things like that. This is when, a lot of us are searching to see how it'll perform for us on our system. At the moment, unfortunately, it kind of seems that AMD CPUs are performing a bit behind Intel CPUs. From what I can ascertain from my testing and comparing it, to other testing and other people, I've been reading their benchmarks and watching their benchmarks and reading their write-ups. Um, so comparing it to other testing and other people that I've seen in the tech press, it looks like a 20 to 30% performance disadvantage for AMD CPUs clocked at 4.0 gigahertz in Destiny 2. So that's if you can get your 1700. Some of them get to 4.0. My 1800 got to 4.0. So if you're at 4.0, that's basically the delta that we're seeing, 20% to 30%. And I don't think it has so much to do with AMD CPUs as it does with the game's optimization. Frankly, I think the game, I, I think it's not really optimized completely. I guess I would say maybe they're not finished with it. Um, it's not that the game is optimized badly. It actually feels pretty smooth, even when the frames drop a little. It's that SMT doesn't appear to be working, and SMT is, as you guys may know, it's AMD's version of hyperthreading of HT. So, the virtual cores along with physical cores. So, it, it, it appears that SMT is not working in this game at all. It doesn't utilize SMT. So, at all. And it seems that the game is only utilizing the physical cores of AMD's CPU, which sort of cripples performance. To me, this is actually good news. I think it's good news, honestly, because this means that optimization should be able to give us, as AMD users, a pretty solid boost. Hopefully, they're willing to deliver it pretty quickly, and by quickly, I mean hopefully before launch. I know that may be asking for a lot, but one, a man can dream. Two, I've seen some optimizations come quickly, such as with PUBG. And three, people, that I read in the tech press seem to be pretty hopeful as well. Steve at Gamers Nexus even expressed that this is a beta, and he seemed to hope that things would be improved soon, from what I could tell. The tech press has also revealed that this game is mostly optimized for 4 cores, which is kind of odd and baffling to me. It was reported by VentureBeat.com in June that Intel was working directly with Bungie to optimize Destiny for their powerful new CPUs, which I assume they mean they're 6 cores when they say that, or they meant X299 or something like that. It had to be one of those two, seeing as Destiny is coming in October. I assumed that they meant the 6 cores, Coffee Lake. That's what I assumed. Why would the game be optimized for 4 cores if Intel is working with them to optimize for new CPUs? Destiny is the kind of game that if it succeeds, there'll be in-game, which keeps players playing. There's PvP, which, people come in PvP at any time of the day just to be competitive. And then they have strikes, which are, like raids or whatever, which people play those to get new gear so that they could do the next strike, which is supposed to be more difficult than the one you just did. So that, produces longevity, and people will continue to play it. So, that means that players might continue playing into their next upgrade cycle for their CPU. And if that's true, you would think that they would optimize it then for systems with at least 6 cores, since the 6 cores are coming out, in a couple months, 2-3 months. So really, honestly, I am not entirely sure what happened there. Another thing that I noticed, which no doubt is probably related, to the issues with AMD CPUs that this game is having at the moment, is that GPU utilization will never max out at 99 or 100%. I mean, it just refuses to. It'll go to 97 sometimes. The most it will ever go is 98%, although it does basically stay there pretty consistently unless there's nothing really going on. But if you're fighting or there are explosions like that, it will cap out at 98%. But that's not 99%, and that's not 100%. And I'm thinking that optimizations, to the way the game handles Ryzen CPUs should bring us more efficient use of our GPUs, so we really can enjoy this beautiful game. Because when you're dealing with deltas these small, normally, when you don't have problems with SMT, when you're dealing with small deltas that we've been seeing in newer games between Intel and AMD CPUs, when the difference is that small, 1 to 2% of your GPU's power makes a pretty big difference, in terms of becoming more competitive when the race is already pretty close to begin with. So that's something that I'm hoping that when the SMT fix comes, which I'm just having faith that it's going to come. I know it's going to come. That's how I feel, because I'm just hoping, and I'm going to be willfully ignorant. Okay. When it comes, I'm hoping that it fixes the GPU utilization issue as well. I figure if I was going to give this much information, then I should probably give a recommendation on the game if you are playing on a system like mine, or you're thinking about building a system like mine, or it's somewhat similar, so you've got a pretty good idea of how you're going to perform. Do not pre-order, but that's my recommendation for every game, so that's not a Destiny thing. I will say you might not want to buy the game right on release if they don't fix the SMT issue before it releases. It's pretty crippling. When you're looking at the FPS that Intel is putting out right now, it's a pretty crippling problem. They really need to optimize this game to use SMT so we can really see Ryzen at, its full potential. That being said, if you did buy the game already, you already pre-ordered, or you just do buy the game on release, I don't think you'd regret it. Obviously, you'd probably have a lot of fun. You'd have more than a lot of fun. It's an amazing game, so I think you would really enjoy it, especially if you have some good friends to play with like I do. I'll be releasing some videos on PvP, benchmarking, and giving comments if there's anything to talk about on them. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to let the rest of the video play out with sound for anyone who did not get to play the beta, just so they can see the boss fight. So I hope you enjoy the 4K video. And if you like the video or you want to give me an A for effort, please like and subscribe. Peace.
Hey, what's happening to the floor? It's switching guns. Oh, good shot. That did it. Modular mind is down. Hey, failsafe.
Yes, friendly ghost?
We did it. We did a great job. Admit it.
Technically, the captain did. You live in his backpack.
Ugh. Switch off.